radio program with Josh a couple of weeks ago. You're starting up, is it next
week?
Next week, 5 to 6,
5 to 6.
Excited
Josh
about
and
it?
I, yeah.
Oh my
It
God.
was a lot of fun the first time.
Yeah.
And he said I can come back, so that's a miracle.
So anyway, it was great seeing all of the Quinn girls hostessing for the Mayo Ball, and of course we brought in one of the day girls with us, Colleen's stepdaughter. She was lovely, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
How did you feel though about her interfering with the oh, you guys a bit territorial.
Stop it!
She goes nuts when I say things like that. She's
kicking things now.
She's kicking the garbage can under the table here. Will you stop doing that?
Right.
No, you didn't feel that way at all.
No, I couldn't sell any tickets. I had lost my voice, so
That's right.
I just got to sit back and
You
enjoy.
were out hanging out with Garth Brooks the night before, weren't
Yes.
you?
We were.
How was he?
He was fantastic.
Was he?
He put on a great show.
But you didn't get close to him. You didn't get up close to him. You weren't as close as you were out to us here now.
No.
You didn't get the seats weren't that good, were they?
Well, it was first come. He didn't have assigned seats. You bought the tickets, and that's where you sat.
Oh, really?
Everyone
Were
had
you
the same
far
price.
back?
Yeah.
Gee, it was crazy downtown that night, wasn't it?
It was.
The Friday night and the Saturday night,
He was there
the night of the
both
ball.
Mhm.
Did you enjoy the ball this year?
We did. We had a good time.
You guys have been doing this for quite a few years now.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta watch that. You might be getting older now. You might be getting too old for this.
Oh my God! I don't even know how you can.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even know how you can do this. No one's going to be working for you. That's right. No one's going to volunteer.
Oh, stop. Clara knows I'm only joking, and she's related to me anyway. She probably thinks I'm half crazy anyway. Tara, you are embarking on a very, very important project come March, and I think it's wonderful that you're doing it. But tell our listeners what you do though normally, what your regular job is here.
I work with kids with autism and behavioral issues, so I'm a behavior consultant, and I go to kids' homes and work with them one-on-one there, and work with their families, and then on the weekends I actually work down the street and do social skills groups with kids with autism. So they're paired, a group of 3 to 4 by age and ability, and the social skills that they need to work on.
Are there a lot of kids affected by autism?
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than we think, probably.
When I graduated college some 5 years ago, it was, I think, 1 in 100 kids were diagnosed with autism, and now it's about 1 in 65.
Is there any reason? Is it just that they're able to discover it? Probably.
I think there's a lot of opinions on why, but probably having an official diagnosis plays a part.
And medical technology, of course, the advancement in technology and medicine, I suppose, has made a difference. You see, Colleen, I can be serious when I want to
Oh,
be.
you can be, because she's a very smart young lady here. Yes, she's doing very good.
No,
good.
no, it's enough
yes.
for you.
Good.
Back to the serious business again. Why did you decide to do this? Did you just get did you read about it in a book or something?
I had a coworker who went, probably last year. She went, so it's the Global Autism Project. She went last year. She went to India, and in the beginning of August, I just had a inkling of wanting to try it, and so I applied, and a month later got accepted to go to Indonesia. So there's 4 different places that the Global Autism Project is located, which is India, Indonesia, the Dominican Republic, and Kenya. India and Kenya fill up real fast, so I thought my chances would be best. But something in my gut said to go to Indonesia, and I interviewed, and because of my credentials, was accepted. So I have to raise $5,000. I'm halfway there, and most of the money goes to programming. So when you work with people's lives, which is what I do with kids with autism and anyone with any behaviors that you want to change, you're essentially working with people's lives and trying to create a more meaningful life for them. But there's a lot of places in the world that are underdeveloped, and there's a stigma to kids with autism there. And even kids here, they need a lot of hours with us to make significant changes. And in places like Indonesia, when they don't have the resources. So what we do is we go over there and we train their teachers. So it's a program that it's kind of like you teach someone to fish instead of fishing for them. So we'll go there and it happens all year long. There's, I believe, 3 trips to Indonesia every year and to each location, so that we can follow up with, you know, what we've taught. Is it being performed correctly? Are the teachers there that we've taught implementing the program correctly?
Do they have much government funding from their federal government? They probably don't in some of these these countries. They probably don't. If they need America and other countries to send aid like this,
Right.
they must not have it. And I imagine some of these governments don't take it as serious as we do here.
Well, even in Ireland, I think they're starting to pick up on that too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Providing for kids with disabilities.
I think most people can identify autism with the movie. What was the one that?
Rain Man.
Rain Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was. I never heard of autism. I heard of it, but I didn't know what it was until I saw that movie. Now, do you encounter much of that, where you meet a student that's accredited from the outside, doesn't appear to be very smart, but then when you get to know them, you find out that they are.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Most of my
encounter that
kids
a
are
lot.
very intelligent. And that's my job, is to figure out how to pull it out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it ranges. So some of my kids are very high functioning and can hold on to conversations and are great at school. It's just working on interacting with their peers appropriately.
How do they fare as they get older in the modern world? Is there other jobs for kids like this when they get older? Or say when they get into
Well, that's the hope, is throughout their life, or their adolescent life, where we're teaching them. Am I teaching them skills that they can take out and generalize into the public and use to be independent individuals and have a job and live on their own? But each one's different. So
Are there companies out there that would, when you call them up, or are there certain companies you call up and say, listen, this company is favorable to hiring people with autism? Are there companies like that?
yeah, absolutely.
Or do most companies give them a chance?
It depends on their ability. What are they
Okay.
good at? Just like you and I. What am I good at? I'm not going to go and apply to a job at the Cleveland Clinic as a nurse.
A
I
brain
don't have,
surgeon,
right? I don't have those.
Those skills, huh?
My skills aren't there, and so it depends. That's why kids are on IEPs, and each when they get older, you start to talk about what do we want to see for these kids when it's time to graduate.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to come back and talk more to you about how people can.
You're watching the football game at my uncle's house.
Oh, okay. If somebody would like to donate to this endeavor of yours, which again I think is a great cause and does a lot of good in the world, how can they do so?
They can go to the link. It's going to be www.crowdrise.com/skillcorps Indonesia MAR 2016/fundraiser/Tara Quinn.
Nobody's going to remember.
I know, you got to put it on the website.
We'll put it on we'll put it out on our Facebook. We'll put it. I'll try and get it on our website also. And JC will have it on YouTube, right?
I will, but I'm going to want you to write that down.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to listen to me.
No, you're right. You're right. It's a long one, all right. So we want to raise between now and what's the deadline when you have to have the funds?
They'd like it by January, but I think if
Right?
push comes to shove, I can.
The end of January, at the very
Yeah.
latest, I would say, because you need that. Now, a lot of this money is not. This goes for things like airfare.
No,
No?
my airfare is not covered under it. I pay for that.
Oh, you pay for that yourself.
Yes, that's under me. So this is all, it's tax deductible. What it goes towards is the programming for the whole year, because it's sustainable donation, because we're not just going there and teaching these kids for 2 weeks. We're going there and teaching and training their teachers and their parents, who are their main providers. And so, but the Global Autism Project has to pay attention to what's happening there all year long. So the money goes to mostly the program, and then for some part of the cost of the trip when we get there, and then overhead things like.
But Tara, there must be, is there a website for Global Autism?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
If somebody wanted to do that, they probably could find that long one that you
We
just
can
give
post
out.
that one too. Well, we can post the Global Autism website, and then we'll post my direct link for if anyone wanted to donate.
And they can do it with a credit card,
Yes.
or I think is there a PayPal too thing too? I don't think so.
I don't know if PayPal was linked up to
I
it.
think it's credit card.
Right.
Or somebody could send a check if
They
they want to
could
send
send a
a
check.
donation electronic
Right.
reply.
And then I'll just put it under their name.
Now, if you could send it here to the radio station, I suppose
could.
if you want it.
Just don't go running off with it.
No, yeah, I won't. Listen, I got to play this, and then we're going to go back.